All right. I like how it just appeared on the screen. All right, if you guys are back, hopefully all you guys come back. You'll come back to this stream because, man, we just had like a massive dropout on the internet, so it just completely botched the stream. So we had to do a full reset. We unplugged the router. We reset the computer, restarted the computer. So hopefully we are good to go now. And it looks like we're good. Hopefully we are on. All right, put some ones in the chat if you can hear me, you can see me, all that good stuff. All right, all that good stuff. All right, you're back. You guys are back. You're back. All right, welcome back. Okay, so this was just released by the Low Budget Stories, and I don't know if you guys know about the Low Budget Stories, but this has been a pretty big account for years now. We'll have to see how old this account is actually, but it's got the classic Wojak Doomer character, and I love these. That's why I think Wojak as a meme coin could be one of the most recognizable characters and memes that retail will pick up. So this is why I'm possibly going to start building up a bag of Wojak just for that fact alone. So we're going to watch this recently released Low Budget Stories Wojak scene, and it's one we all could potentially relate to.
So many people ask me, how did you become a millionaire so young and how I
Not good. That's why we got to break out, fam. That's why we got to break out of the trenches, guys. We got to break out of the trenches, and we will do it together. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to start it off in a good way. Hey, Ozzy. I found you. We found each other. That is the reality for a lot of people. That reality right there. If you're okay with that, then you can be okay with that, but most people aren't. Most people aren't okay with that. And so, how do we get out of that? Well, you got to start to reprogram your brain. You got to start to reprogram the way that society has built these connecting program systems in your brain to make you go from one thing to the next in their way, instead of uninstalling that program, and then installing your own software that is then going to basically break you out of this mechanical system that acts like a computer, acts like an AI, and you can start to maneuver through this matrix just like Neo.
That the best products in crypto don't require 5 or 50 of them, right? Okay. Only 2. This is the situation right now, that the best products in crypto don't require a token, but the best tokens in crypto don't require a product. So if you look at, so here's the thing, right? If you look at Pump Fund, Polymarket, Phantom, like the actual products that actually a lot of users use, they don't have a token. They don't need one, right? And if you look at the best performers, token-wise, such as Pepe, with Popcat, Giga, since the beginning of the year, they don't have a product. See, so which means that the software is a whole thing, and the tokens is a whole nother thing, right? So retail is finally coming to the idea that all of the tokens, regardless whether there's tech mumbo jumbo or is just a dog picture, all of the tokens are just tables at a grand casino. And so we're asking ourselves, right? Or I should rather say the trenches are asking themselves, why should we bid up your casino tables that are already $10 billion?
And I've thought about that same thing. It's like we're playing a big risk sometimes getting into those particular tokens that he's talking about, because they have massive unlock periods, and you can go in and we can research, which projects are going to have the biggest unlocks that eventually will most likely dump the token. And so you then have to maneuver between all of those unlocks and big accounts and angel investors and VCs that are going to want a return on their investment. Obviously, they're not going to be bag holders forever. And so and it's funny that you would say that memes are a less riskier bet than those coins, because that's like in a logical world, of course, that wouldn't make sense. You'd be like, what, memes? That's so risky. But now we're starting to see the narrative completely switch. And if you have been on CT, you have been on crypto Twitter in the trenches, you would have already have noticed that a long time ago. And that you've been front running what eventually is going to be what retail starts to look at as the shiny thing, that they're not going to buy Bitcoin necessarily. They're not going to really get that even yet as a store of value, or even Ethereum, but they probably will buy Ethereum, Solana, and AVAX and any other token chain that is going to have a really popular meme coin attached to it as a mascot. Because we've talked about this for a while whenever we were really starting to see the Matt Fury characters take over, like Pepe, like Brett, and those are honestly out of all of them are the most popular ones. And so when we started to notice this narrative coming into play, we're like, oh man, like this is not going anywhere. Like this isn't going anywhere. Like, how could it? Like, it makes so much sense of how the collective community consciousness is around new investors, new investments. And we've proven with the GME AMC movement and the Wall Street Bets movement, Reddit movement, Roaring Kitty, that the stock market is 100% rigged, and your return on investment over time is going to take a lot longer than if you were to just get into the new emerging technology, which is crypto, which is only 13 years old. It's only 13 years old. And so, or 15 years old, or maybe it's 16 since 2009. And so, I mean, it's still maturing, and retail still doesn't understand it. It still took me a little bit coming out of COVID, kind of like really pay very slight attention towards it. And then all of a sudden in 2021, it dawned on me. I was like, wait a second. Hold on a second. This is like how I felt when we were downloading things in the early 2000s. Like when I was using, when I was watching my cousin use BearShare, LimeWire, and Napster. No, but we were all using these platforms like to download, ISOs and just whatever online gaming, like all this stuff. Like we were the early adopters of those things. So when I got into crypto, I was like, oh man, this feels just like that. It feels just like that. There was something about it. And so now it makes so much sense with these meme communities, the meme cults, and whatever you want to call them. That's what's going to get the retail adoption more so than Bitcoin. It will be Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be pushed by institutions. Bitcoin's not going to just all of a sudden have everyone in the world buying spot Bitcoin, because if they wanted to, it probably wouldn't be as easy as it is now. If that was the case, if everyone was rushing to buy Bitcoin, because guess what? It's going to run out on exchanges because of the supply. It's going to run out on exchanges because of the supply. There's not going to be enough to go around. And we've been talking about this for a long time. I mean, we've been talking about this for months. This is what is truly going to send the price to $350,000 per Bitcoin, because that is what is programmed in the 4-year halving cycle. I had a live stream yesterday, and people thought it was clickbait, but apparently somewhere Robert Kiyosaki said that he thinks that Bitcoin would crash to $5,000. And it makes absolutely no sense. That means that the all of the supply is going to try and be, everyone's supply is just going to get dumped, and it just sends it nuclear down to 5,000, where we basically were back in 2015. So it doesn't line up. And so I get why some people would be bearish like that, because they think there's going to be an everything bubble, everything's going to crash, and everything's going to go to zero. Everything's going to crash and burn. And it doesn't, it wouldn't make sense for what the Bitcoin principle is built into the programming, the white paper, the validator, the miners, the supply, the how it is operating in terms of the buying and selling of the ETFs. You got BlackRock putting a massive stake in Bitcoin. You think they're going to let it go to 5K? I don't think so. They're going to let it go to $1 million, okay? They're going to let it go to $1 million before they let it go to 5K. So that's what I'm betting on way more as a chance. More of like a 90% chance that it's going to go to $1 million before it goes to $5,000. And it's because of basic supply and demand economics with you can't make any more Bitcoin. And by the time all these billionaires start buying it up, like at mass amounts, and countries, and possibly more countries adopting it as a reserve currency, small businesses adopting it as a reserve currency, big companies doing the same thing, like MicroStrategy has done, then holy moly, guys, $1 million per coin is not that far off. It's not that far off. All right, so let's actually look at Bitcoin right now, because the thing is skirting around this range of going back up to the top of this bull flag. This bull flag looks sweet, guys. Like, this bull flag is looking really, really sweet. So if we break this down, you can see all of these different points where we've touched the top of this range, okay, from these all-time highs. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times we've touched this range of 69,000 and a little bit above 69,000 to break those all-time highs, okay? So now we're literally trading up into that momentum that I was talking about and breaking down in this chart. If you've made this chart with me, I really highly suggest you guys make this chart. Make this chart for yourself. It's so easy to then see the dates and see what happens in a bull market and in a bear market and in a parabola zone on Bitcoin. So we forgot to add a vertical line here. So we're going to add a vertical line here so you can really see it in this area too. Let me make sure it's the same color. Okay, we had it blue. All right, so yeah, really make this chart. Make this chart, guys, because this is going to help you to see the parabolic run that happens after a halving year. Okay? This is what happens after a halving is you get 460% moves to the upside. Here, a halving year, you get 400% moves to the upside. This one was 500%, okay? And then here's the other halving year. Split it up. 2017, okay. 18, 19, 20. Boom. You get that. Mark the 4 years. And if you're going off of historical data of the maturity of Bitcoin through bear markets, through bull markets, through black swan events, through all of this volatility, this is why I think we can easily get to $150,000 by the end of the year. And I think that this is where we're going to hit. Like, we're going to hit 122% move to the upside. The trend's your friend, baby. The trend is your friend. And so this is why we're just going to, I mean, we have positions open. We're hoping that we get this breakout due time. And we are going to see, but sooner than later, us crossing that all-time high of 74,000. I think our all-time high that we hit was 74,000. Like 74,000 if we look at this candle. The candle high, the candle close, what was the candle high? 73,650. I mean, it was like really, I mean, it was almost right there. Yeah, it was almost at 74,000 as an all-time high. And look at how close we are. Look at how close we are. We're so close. I think we're only like 8% away from the all-time high. Yeah, we're literally only like 8% away. So all it's going to take is a little bit more liquidity push, a little bit more money flow, a little more volume coming in, and all of a sudden, we're going to get that spike. They have delayed this. The market makers, whoever you think is making this happen to where we haven't broken out of this freaking cup and handle pattern, it's happening, okay? Now, obviously, I don't have the crystal ball. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm feeling it in my pants that we are going to be just really going into a parabolic run here pretty soon. It would just line up perfectly with how the markets have reacted in previous times, previous election times, regardless of who was president, whether it be a Democrat or a Republican. And we've had more Democrats in the past 10 years than any time. I mean, legit, like we had Obama for 8 years, and then we had Trump for 4, then we've had Biden for 4, and now, I mean, it's only been just for those 4 years that we had an administration that was Republican ran, with still actually bipartisan support with Democrats with Trump, but man. So, but it still didn't change the fact of the markets going up. Like when I show you this chart, if we can find it really quick, I don't know if, because everything like shut down. I don't know if I have my chart. There it is. Awesome. Okay, cool. So we love showing this chart. Oh, is Doge having a good pump? Yeah, well, we're going to go into the altcoins here pretty soon, but I still just wanted to, I want to break this down for you guys, and I'm sure I know the people that watch this channel regularly, you're probably like, talk about something else. But this is for the people that are tuning in who haven't watched this channel or are just coming in, and they're thinking, like, what, I don't know what to do. Well, make it simple. Don't try and put a bunch of indicators on the chart or analyze all the bunch of crap. All you got to do is just look at this chart. Such an easy chart. It's such an easy chart, and I'll copy it. I'll put it in the chat really quick so you guys can pull it up. And it really would help if you guys would share this live stream, because man, I'm telling you what, that algorithm, it's still being a dirty dog. It's being a dirty dog. All right. Look at this. Since 2012, when the first halving came about, because you think Bitcoin was created in 2009, 4-year cycle, 4-year halving cycle, the rewards are cut in half on every halving, up to a point where it's completely cut to zero. And so basically you won't be, so when the miners are done with they can't mine any more Bitcoin. Well, the miners are still going to be confirming transactions, so they get rewarded by the fee that is ultimately paid by someone sending the transaction. Because obviously you get these transactions, they get bunched in and clumped into a block, and then that block is then solved by said miners, and then they are going to be dispersed with those mining fees to then that's what is going to be still making the mining industry profitable. But over time, it gets less rewards for actually solving the blocks because you can't mine any more Bitcoin. Like we're already like 90 something percent of the Bitcoin able to be mined. So there's only like 8% left. There's only 8% left. So that's why I think Bitcoin as a store of value is going to increase still over time, because it's going to be a network that is going to be constantly going. As long as there's power, then this network will continue, and regardless if there's power or not, your money is still on chain. It's still on chain and verifiable. And so the point I'm trying to make is that, look, each halving, regardless of who wins the presidency, the markets have been on an uptrend ticking up. If it was the case that Bitcoin is this major Ponzi scheme and is going to go to zero, like everyone, all of the haters and the people that just don't really necessarily understand it, why aren't they what is their answer to the trend line going up? Is it it's just a bubble that'll eventually pop and then it'll go to zero once everyone gets confidence it's above 100,000. Oh, then it's going to go to 5K. It's exactly what Robert Kiyosaki said, and it doesn't make any sense. It's like, it doesn't make sense, because if that was the case, then Bitcoin would have never went as high as it did coming out of its creation, which was a financial crash and turmoil of 2008. It came out of that. And then silver and gold as a store of value, because people didn't want to be in the dollar or the stock market, also went up in response to that as well. And then once that happened, then the stock market starts to pump still again. So I think this is just a great chart to analyze and a case to be made that you don't have to freak out so much or worry if we're going to have a big market crash. Just look, every time we've had an election, we figure out who's going to be the president. Boom, we get that markup. I mean, it'd be a big trap and the biggest fake out in history if we didn't have a market move after an election. That would be because it has never happened. But a lot of the times when you end up saying, "Oh, that'll never happen," you could get caught up within saying, "Damn it, it did." So I still have a little bit of reserve, but I'm 90% sure, and then 10% I'm like, okay, I just kind of have to, not put it. Put a little bit of it on the table. So put a 1 in the chat if you guys are feeling that. I know, and he's usually pretty bullish. He still thinks it's going to go to 100K, but he thinks it's going to crash to 5K first and then go to 100K. That's what this TradingView article said, and I was like, that's crazy. That's insane. It's absolutely crazy. All right, so Jason Casper said he went to the doctor, and he told me that I have an alt deficiency. He said, give me some alt recommendations. So we're going to look through. ETH is certainly undervalued. Jesus token. Jesus is the way. Let's see. Check out GLQ. Okay, Jasmy, Wen, and Atlas. Oh, those are okay. Pal AI, Alluvium, Big Time, Render, Fetch. Okay. Super, Turbo. Near, Injective, Shib. You got Shib, Bone, Leash. Ooh, there we go. Shibarium.algo. Got Shib, Bone, and Leash. Let's see. Shib and Bonk. Beam. Some pretty bullish picks in here. You got XLM. Let's see. Saw a lot of the same token like Render and a lot of Shib. People still saying Shib. People are still really bullish on SHIB from the, you know, from the previous bull market. They're like, look, you know, SHIB did so well that they're expecting it to do well again, which is a good sentiment towards meme coins in general doing well. So I think like SHIB, Doge, Pepe, and now Dog with Hat, like all of these things are going to, like they're already outperforming the whole market, like we said. And so you have to pay attention to the memes and not take it off of the table. It's one of the best performing narratives right now. And it's just wild. The trading volume on these things are just insane. I mean, Dogecoin is still obviously the top dog. It's one of the top traded tokens. And I think because of the maturity of Dogecoin now, like the chart is a good chart to trade. Like once you start seeing certain areas of support on Doge, like at this point, you're like, okay, let's go. You know, under 15 cents, because we got some good support levels that are right at 14 or 15 cents. We'll pull up Doge to analyze it for a little bit, but yeah, and then that actually, once we break that and we start to get support on that price, we're going to 22 cents. Like that's the last resistance that we hit on Doge was at 20 cents or 22 cents. And so that's a major move to the upside. So it's still like you're taking the risk off by just, if you want to buy Dogecoin or DCA into Dogecoin or trade it, that is an easy target, super easy target. You'd be like, it's going to go to 22 cents, no problem. It's done it on just tweets alone. And so you cannot forget the fact that X payments is going to be a factor coming up. X payments they already have all the licensing contracts in every state in the United States now. I think they're probably missing maybe just a few, but once they get it in all states, which I think will happen a lot faster after the election. I think once the election happens and Trump wins, then we're going to have some probably there's going to be Doge implemented. The Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, will then now be the ultimate meme of swamp draining of our failed government systems, of overspending, waste, all of that. Just cutting the fat, man. Cutting the fat. That's what Elon is known for, is making his company super efficient, cutting the fat and reducing waste. And so, yeah, Nate Dogg said, when BTC goes bonkers, I'll be bullish on doggy coins. Yeah, man, the dog, the frog, the cat, the monkey, the dog, frog, cat, monkey is the way. It is the way. The dog, the frog, the cat, the monkey, and now the emo chick with RAR XD. Okay, well, Heisenberg said, let's see how many people are watching right now. Oh, well, all 9 of you're freaking legends, man. YouTube is only letting 9 of you know that I'm streaming. That's crazy. That can't be correct. That can't be correct. How is this correct? There should be like at least 7,000 people watching right now. Should be at least 7,000 people watching right now. Freaking crazy. Freaking crazy, man. All right. Goat Zeus Maximus. Where did this come from? Where did this come from? This thing is going up a little bit. This is on the daily. All right, so yeah, let's check. We got a request to check waffles, so we're going to check waffles right now. Verify that I'm a meat popsicle. Okay. Is waffles in the list for liquidity? It doesn't. Okay. Let's just type in waffles. 651. The one thing the only thing that, I mean, the liquidity's high, but compared to a lot of other tokens right now, it's kind of low. And so I think there should be a lot more liquidity locked into these particular two tokens that Da Vinci's been talking about, like Waffles and ORC, because compared to some of these other Solana tokens that are getting some exchange listings, the liquidity is getting up there. And so I don't know if but I think that this probably is still healthy liquidity. I mean, it's getting close to 1 million. And the breakout point that I think is going to happen is Solana. We got to obviously know that the Solana coins that haven't seen like a run yet are dependent on another altcoin run to the upside with Solana and Ethereum. So once we see Solana start to pick up the pace, and it looks like Bitcoin's picking up the pace now. We're about to surpass over 68,000 guys. So we're gonna have to go and look at Bitcoin real quick. But yeah, I think that some of these coins like ORC and Waffles are going to be dependent on us getting a Solana run. And so let's look at ORC. It's the right one. Now, ORC kind of is looking pretty similar to that same type of scenario. You're still really early. It's under a $10 million market cap. So and in terms of holders, it has 10,000 holders. It has a good holder count. Now I'm going to compare this with something like RAR. Let's do RAR and check it out. Okay, so the trading volume on RAR is 2 million. And look at the chart. Coins fair. It came out in May, so it's actually it's a lot older than some of these newer popular Solana coins. But look at the liquidity. The liquidity's up there. But look at the market cap, 14 mil. And I think what this really helped, because this thing got listed on OURBIT and maybe I think another exchange, but it picked up a good momentum with that exchange listing. And it's just, it is what it is. If you know about the early 2000s and the emo hardcore pop punk scene, then this coin's for you. If you were born out of the early 2000s AIM generation, then, and like LiveJournal and stuff like that, and MySpace, the days of MySpace, having your top friends, having your top song picks. Yeah, then this coin might be for you. But I just think that stuff like this is just could be so easy, because it does play into a nostalgic aspect of your mind, and a lot of what people like. I'm 34, so this era for me, it brings back memories for sure, and I'm sure it does for a lot of you too. That's why I think things like this could perform really well, just for that fact alone. You don't have to make it so damn complicated. And so, surprising enough, we might add this to our Solana picks. We don't have very many. We have Ponky, ORC, Waffles, and now it's looking like it might be XD as well. Yeah, I know. I'm young. I'm still young. I'm 34. I was born right in the drop of 1990. Just a pure 90s kid. All right, so let's see what's popping on liquidity here for Solana. Manenki liquidity is insane. NAKA, 14 million liquidity, market cap is 67 million though. I mean, that's a pretty low market cap. 67 million and the liquidity's at 14 mil. I think we looked at this before and we were like, yo, we could be potentially breaking out here pretty soon. Looks like it tested to try test up a little bit, but looks like it could, it's trying to trade right back up into this area of resistance, and from there 55% move to the upside. Test that, breaks that, it'll go test that high 157. But you guys aren't old either. You're doing just fine. You're in your prime. You're in the prime. UFO gaming. Oh god, yeah. You were telling me about the UFO gaming. I need to. Is it actually UFO? Is it this one? No. Which one is it? We looked at it. Did we save it on our watch list? Did we not do that? I thought we were going to do that. Yeah, what's the volume on this thing right now? Ooh, the 24-hour volume went up 180%. The market cap is up 25% at 17 mil. Let's see the DEX volume right now. The DEX volume is really good. And this is on Ethereum. Is there any other chains? No. Yeah, let me see. Okay, this is trading on Mexi, QCoin.io. So it isn't listed on any. Well, QCoin. I mean, that's it. Yeah, so it is listed on some major exchanges. It's not on BYBIT or Binance, Crypto.com. But man, if it got picked up with those exchanges, that would boost this up again. Now this is still low. This is low cap. Looks like they really pushed it up in 2021, and then we kind of just had a major bear market drop off. But could it get back to its all-time highs? I mean, if it gets back to its all-time highs, I mean, you just even bought a tiny little bag of it. I mean, that'd be a big jump. And then it just dives up again, just dives up again. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Ozzy's is bullish on it on that UFO gaming. But yeah, let's add it to the watch list. Let's do the default watch list. Let's actually go through the full view watch list of. I've taken out a lot of coins out of this, but let's see what's performing in the past hour. Okay, we got MPC is doing well in the past 7 days, 17%. Pal AI. I still had Wi-Fi Map. We haven't heard very much of Wi-Fi Map recently, but it was pretty bullish last year. Carbon Browser still very low market cap if you're bullish on Carbon Browser. GameSwift still, I mean, that's like 3.8 mil market cap. We'll see what happens with GameSwift. Dogecoin, Proppy. I know you guys are pretty bullish on Proppy for Pro. Gains Network. If you're bullish on decentralized trading, then Gains Network is one of those kind of sleeper ones. It's still low market cap at 62 mil. You can use the Polygon blockchain and I think Ethereum too on the Gains Network, and you can do decentralized leverage trading. And look, we got Bone, Rollbit, Radix. Have for a bunch of Radix. Kind of went off the map with Radix. I know Crypto Lifer was talking about Radix a lot. I know they're doing some seed round funding for developers to be able to get some funding for doing some development. I think that was like something bullish I was breaking with them, trying to get people to onboard onto their chain. Now we got the UFO gaming on there. And let's see what else in here. Treat. So we got a couple tokens that are from the Shibarium ecosystem. We're just kind of following them, see what's going on. And yeah, we got Chain GPT. This one went up really high with when the AI when AI became the narrative in crypto. And these things, anything with the GPT or anything that said AI, and it was just pumping off of just pure speculation. So now we just have to see if actual products will come out. But then you think about it, and you think about what Murad said and what we've been talking about our thesis. Regardless of of any product or not or software, like you got to have a good onboarding mechanism that is just going to get the attention of the people, and then they buy the token for the token, and they don't care if there's any like. Is it fun to buy? Is the token fun to buy? Do you feel good when you buy it? That might be all that matters. And then Volt Inu, we've always kind of kept Volt Inu in the back pocket. We just want to always like not forget about it, because then if it starts to really build up momentum, we can maybe hop on the train. We got the Volt Lizards NFT collection. One of the kind of it's kind of like an underdog in terms of the Inu meme coins, but they have a lot of they actually have a lot of things. They have a bot, they have a Volt bot, they have a Spark bot, I think is what it is, and also they got the NFT collection. There's a video game. I mean, so they got a lot going on in that ecosystem. So just yeah, keep an eye out on that one. You got Chainlink, PancakeSwap. I think all the decentralized exchanges that have a token, like those tokens are probably going to go up pretty damn close to their all-time highs when we start to get those runs. And obviously, you know, we're super bullish on Kendu. I think Kendu with Miyazaki's like playbook that he's really trying to execute this thing into going into not just like the 10 billion, but into like $100 billion meme coin project. And so I think even if it gets halfway there, a lot of Kendu Inu Chads are going to be sitting very pretty, especially if you have a Chad, which is their NFT collection. So a lot of things to look forward to with Kendu. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like Steve Randall said, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. It would really help. It would help the live stream to just to keep getting people in here. Sometimes there's like 5, sometimes there's 50. It's kind of like all over the place right now, and I would love to just get a consistent, even just a consistent 50 people in here to start watching and analyzing these markets with us. We can start having some fun. Not like we aren't already having fun, but it'll just make it more of a party, you know, if we get more people in here. But I really do appreciate all you guys that come here on a regular basis. You guys are what you call the faithful remnant. The faithful remnant. All right, so let's look and see what's happening with Bitcoin right now, because holy moly. Oh, yeah, we're starting to get some strength. We're starting to get some strength here. The daily chart looks really bullish. I love the daily chart right now. The daily chart is revealing some bullishness. I think we're going to be clear path here to 71 once we break. Once we break a little bit of I mean, there's just not very much that like the support. Which is so interesting is that really all we have now is just all of this resistance up here, and there's not very much liquidity. Like the liquidity wants to come up. Like it just wants to start trailing up. We've already pushed it low enough 1, 2, 3 times. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 5 times we've just been pushing it down into this flag. And so at some point we have to have that resistance be broken, and we start to get supported back up into some new all-time highs, especially timed during this election, which crypto is a big topic of discussion. So let's see what happens. Okay. So currently, we decided we wanted to go long on Pepe, we wanted to go long BTC, AVAX, and Litecoin. And so with Litecoin, you can see that Litecoin is due to break up back into this 94 range where we had previous resistance. It wants to look, you can see the Bollinger Bands on the weekly, and this is the weekly chart. If you look at the weekly chart, you can clearly see the target of $94. You bring it to the daily, and you can see that we're breaking out of the wedge, the descending wedge. So the breakout of the descending wedge is also close to hitting the first target, which would be like the first take profit of right here, I would say first take profit, you could set it at $89, then at 94. And then once you can get confirmation, okay, we're going to break up even more and go to the top of the wedge, and that's at $110 for a Litecoin. And you have to remember, we've already had the Litecoin halving. It happened before Bitcoin's halving. And so it's had a little bit more time to build up what is inevitably the momentum that happens after a Litecoin halving too, is that we get a altcoin season. Because Litecoin, being one of the OG altcoins in the space, has been an oscillating wave for representation of when you should think about taking profits in maybe your whole entire portfolio. So when you break this down, you really only need two charts. That Binance chart I showed you with the parabolic banana zone, and the Litecoin chart that marks those zones as well. And so you analyze that on the daily, and you kind of do the same thing. Is like you see where the parabolic runs are in the bear market, mark the resistance and support from the bear markets, and then you can see that every time we go after a halving of Bitcoin, that we get Litecoin going crazy. Right here. And then I'm just going off of historical data that we get that same move. And then this is going to be the range where I start to think about taking profits and DCAing out of the market and scooping profits off of the table at this point. And then that gives me way more time to be able to let these coins mature, let them go through the volatility, let them go up and down, and just don't freak out. And then that is ultimately how we are going to outperform everyone. And I hope you guys have that same kind of strategy. I mean, it could be a little bit different, but the strategy is very simple. It's like, look, if Litecoin is in this range, I guarantee you that the altcoins are going to be doing some damage. I mean, they're going to be doing some damn damage. So you would be smart to then start to think, okay, maybe I should take profits this time. If you've been one of those people that round-tripped a bag or two from the last cycle, you're really going to be thinking about taking profits this point. But it's crucial that you let the chart marinate. Like let the historical rhyming play out. Just let it play out, because look, there's going to be multiple times in here where you're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, I should sell. This is it. Oh my god, I should sell." You get right here, look at that red candle that went from almost getting to $200, and then it gets rejected. And then it goes right back up. And this is in a period of January 2021. And then look, right into the next month, it goes up and goes up to an all-time high. And look, and then the next month, and then all the way up until May, it goes to $400 from it retracing from this point of $109. And all through that, you have to be like clenching your butt, like for real, to not get shaken out, to then make it to this range. It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. It is not easy. Don't let anyone convince you that it's going to be easy. Da Vinci says the same thing. Is like, no one ever said holding would be easy. It's the hardest thing. But this is why we have this channel, so we can remind you of this, and so we can go into this knowing that we have went through that last cycle, seeing all those things happen and play out, and knowing that there is a way that you can make it out alive in these bull markets. It can happen. 'Tis possible. And if you agree, put a 1 in the chat. Smash the like button. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and end this thing. If you guys can do me a favor, make sure you share this channel with a friend and share it on Instagram or Facebook, x.com, all those places. That would be cool. That would be cool. And we'll see you guys later tonight. Real quick before we go, we'll show you guys what is trending. Dogecoin. Yeah, baby, man. Dogecoin trending. That's awesome. Dogecoin's trending. Baby Win. Baby Pepe. Stonks. Chems. Dooku. Real Smurf Cat. Real Smurf Cat coming back. All right. All right, guys. Happy trading. Happy Wednesday. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for coming in. Peace out.